final series. Tiebreaker series. We got another one of the second season.
Final game, final series of...
Final series, not final game.
Oh, final series, sorry, Final series of this season for China.
So
if ViCi wins, they're 700 points. If LGD wins, they're almost at the threshold. Yeah. 1 point short, but we don't talk about that.
Should be enough, though.
Should be enough. So it's a must-win for both of them. Well, realistically, they still have the major to get some points as well.
Yeah, whether or not they win, it's just how far into the major are they going to be.
Yeah. It's going to be a good series. However, I feel like this draft, ViCi can snowball for sure. Yeah. Like they have a Brood and Bristol lineup. Clockwork can get a lot of pickups together with the Snapfire. Sure, but once this Doom reaches that mid-late game, he gets this Agonist Refresher, this game is just over, I think. You Doom the Spectre, you Doom the Bristol, they're broken for 22 seconds, what do you do? Like,
not much.
I don't even know what you can do.
So I know normally we have predictions at dpc.pwesports.cn/fun.
No more.
No more. I made my own.
Okay.
For all you guys in chat, you can hit up the poll on my Twitter or just chat it. For the 3 questions I got, how many blue or red heroes will be picked this series between these 2 teams? In Game 2, what's going to be the total combined CS of Poyoyo and Ame? And then in Game 2, how many bottles will be purchased?
2.
I have 0 to 1, 2, and 3+ as the 3 answers you could choose from. Because this is a region where a lot of the offlaners buy bottles.
Used to. Not anymore.
It's not as common anymore.
Yeah.
But that's why I did 0, 1, 2, 3+.
Yeah, you put some thought into it. I like that.
Stun comes out on the Poyoyo. He's taking a lot of harassment here. We've got this 4-position Leshrac. We've been seeing a lot of core Leshrac, but when we've seen the support Leshrac, you see that shard pretty early on.
Yeah. It is just really good to cause disruption in team fights, zone people. I don't know if anyone is still not convinced by it in this SEA/China panel. Maybe Tsunami is still
thinking about it.
Yeah. But it's a really good shard, especially against heroes like Clockwork. If you're ever stuck in that cock yourself, you have to like scramble to get out of there, maybe get stunned another time. It's just super annoying. And the radius is actually massive.
Yeah, by the second one, it's already a problem. And the third one, it's such a good zoning tool, not only to defend the high ground, but to just, in general, fight around.
It is. I'm a big fan of it. And also, Leshrac in general, I'm a very big fan of. Whether it's in the 4 or mid. Even offlane can work, I think. Occasionally even carry. I think Liquid likes that quite a bit. But the hero just has a lot of damage, no matter what position you play it in.
And I'm interested to see this Brood build, because already Old 11 has Orb of Corrosion queued up, which is not something we were seeing from these Broods.
Now, the problem is with Magnus in this lane is, you would think he does very well against Brood, but he doesn't. Like, the lane is actually not good for Magnus. It's just like in the mid game, you're quite good against him. You can hold your towers, you can just stand against him 1v1, which is something you want from one of your heroes. I guess Timbersaw can also do it. So they have 2 solutions to that. But like, the lane against Brood is just almost impossible. He's even maxing the Hunger, already 2 levels into it. No Silicon Bola at all.
Yeah, getting that extra 40 damage, the 80% lifesteal every 35 seconds for 10 seconds feels quite nice to just sustain in this lane in.
I still I can't believe that we haven't had like a change to the percentage of that. 70% level 1 is ridiculous.
And by the time you've got it level 4, 100% is... I mean, starting at 70 is nuts.
Yeah. At least it doesn't scale to like 200%. That would be
absurd.
It already is absurd. But yeah, I'm hoping that we get maybe like a little hot fix after the season is over, or rather before the major or something like that. Would be cool.
Quick, but well, how many days? It's like a week between the end of this.
When does the major even start?
I think it's like a week from now. So you'd have like a week to
I guess you can't
brush
really
up.
do that then.
I think you could.
I wouldn't mind it.
As you know, I'm a big fan of chaos. So just to make a new patch or like a, you know,
Like a D patch.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't like be super ultra massive, you know, it's just like from 70 to 50 or something. Make it a bit more balanced. Make it scale a little better. You know what I'm a big fan of? Bristleback's a skill goo. And Ori is one of them.
Yeah, he scaled that goo.
That is so good. If Doom is ever caught out of position, you could potentially get a kill or force him to TP. And I love this itemization on Doom as well. Usually I say I hate Midas on mid Doom. But in this kind of game, where you are basically the winning condition because you get your Aghanims, you get your Refresher, you just make both of their cores be useless for the longest time. I think it makes a lot of sense. You just want to scale and be rich.
Yeah, you want to be up there in the farm, in that net worth.
100%. But Ori's doing very well for himself. He's keeping up with the Doom that has Devour, of course.
At least for now, yeah.
Which is not an easy thing to do. Do they have any ancient stacks? One so far.
How early of an Ags game is this for Bristleback?
I think we just
If
always
at all.
go Axe.
But like, is that what item is that for you? Second, third?
I think it depends on the game. Like, in this game, Vanguard seems useless. So I'd probably go Shroud. For me, still, Shroud is a must-have item on Bristol. Just to sustain your mana, get the spell lifesteal. You upgrade boots. Then you can make a case for either Aghanims right there or Lotus Orb. Because Lotus Orb, this game is amazing. You dispel Fatal Bonds. You make Doom Himself. It's very good. But either way, I think he's going to build both. Like Aghanims as well as Lotus Orb.
Yeah, I've been watching you build Eternal Shroud on Bristle. I think I saw you do it a couple times in the first season even. It's just the go-to item.
It's so broken. I'm sure if the cost was here, I could tell you some things about that. I've beaten his deck many times by just pressing W. I've been kicked
Easy hero to play.
He kicked me into the fountain and I killed all of them.
Oh, so okay.
Yeah, that was fun.
Sure.
You make best situation out of no situation.
By the way, Nothing to Say recently hitting
12K.
12K MMR.
Not an easy feat.
Yeah. But the question becomes, so many players are hitting 12K MMR. And I say that like, the first player to hit 10K was like a big thing.
First player to hit 8K was a big thing.
Yeah, now we're talking about 12K, 4,000
I mean,
more
that's
MMR.
just MMR inflation, right? I'm still 100% sure there should be a hard MMR reset because a lot of people right now are in a place where they shouldn't be. Simply because of, that's how inflation works, right? Like, you change the MMR system from getting 5 MMR and losing like 30 to gaining and losing 30. Because like back then, if you were one of the highest MMR players, you would literally just gain 5 MMR per win and lose like 30.
Jeez.
Which made a lot of people very mad. But that's how MMR should work. Like,
Capped.
yeah, like if I'm playing StarCraft 2, I'm a Grandmaster player, I play against the Master player and he beats me, he should get way more points than I should for beating him.
Right.
Because I'm better than him. It's probably harder to make a case for that in a team game like Dota. But yeah, like MMR inflation is real and there should be a reset. But enough about that.
Back into the game we go. So you're just telling me that my MMR should be lower, or is it just my MMR has gone down because I'm in EU, not NA right now?
Your MMR should be way higher, B-Cup. I told you that many times. I think you have potential.
I need the coaching.
He's diving the Doom right now. He's taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, he's got 4 stacks of the Viscous Nasal Goo on him. Not a lot of creeps, though, to tank this tower left, so Ori can't exactly just make the dive.
Yep. And Doom is pretty tanky now under the tower. 8 armor.
Fire Snap Cookie, first blood coming out on the Jinkyu. That's the way to do it, to get that first blood, and that's going to boost Ori up.
Yeah. Pretty unnecessary to try to steal that water rune because it's still a bounty rune anyways.
Yeah.
Like, I always feel like post-force suiciding for not even a power rune is very
Detrimental.
Yeah. Like to their own game, but also the Bristleback now ahead of the Doom in net worth. Even though he has this Devour ability, which gives him so much more gold.
I'm interested to see how quickly he gets into this Midas and then where he goes from there. He's already got himself the Gloves of Haste.
Yeah. I think it's just a standard cookie cutter item build again. Midas, Phase Boots, Blink. BKB. Act Refresher.
So let's see, Ame. He's doing pretty well right now. 2250 in terms of the net worth.
Yeah. I mean, Magnus is just
only 100 gold
ridiculous. Like, once he empowers himself, he's sitting at like 110 damage plus Quelling Blade. It's almost impossible to last it. I mean, to miss creeps.
Yeah.
Like, you have twice the damage of the tower, basically.
Yeah, sitting with level 3 of the Empower.
Yeah. But this lane is going to get very hard for the Spectre soon. And they don't have a single hero that can actually kill his Timbersaw. Until very later. Very much later. They need Kisses. They need Clock 6. It's not an easy game to kill Timber at all. And now DY is getting Dove. So be careful.
I think the problem is with even with the low shredder, you're not killing Faith Beyond at the moment. You
no
need
way.
like a +1, maybe even +2 down there.
Maybe even all 5, to be honest. Like most of the damage is physical. The only magic damage you have is from the Kisses. I love the itemization as well, going into the Orb of Corrosion. Because he knows he's pretty much unkillable. He just wants to bully out whoever comes into the lane.
Right.
The good old Ook.
We don't see that item built too much, but he is chasing Y under the tower. Might get a kill top while a kill bottom happens. As Old 11's running down Y, you can see it in the split screen. DY goes down, Y also falls. So both offlaners getting themselves a kill as fights develop in both lanes.
I'm very surprised by this Brute skill build. No Silicon Bola at all. Usually we see at least one level just to get this slow up.
Right.
But doesn't need it. Dominates the lane anyways.
And now he's going Midas, so he's gotten Orb of Corrosion, going Midas next. This is
Brood.
completely different from what we're seeing from other Broods. And Old 11, at least when in the beginning of the season when we were seeing Brood picks kind of pick up, he was the one who kind of, to me, felt like one of the top Broods we were going to see all season. So I'm interested to see what this change in build does for him.
Yeah. Can elaborate on that a bit soon. In a bit, rather. Clockwork down there. Trying to get something done, but again, this Timbersaw is not a feasible kill at all until you get your Kisses. And Lesh made it out just in time. Makes me wonder if he's also... Like, he's obviously aware of the fact that his other two cores are gonna get doomed eventually. They're gonna get broken. Is he gonna go into a right-click build? Because you,
So
as a Brood, I think, need to right-click this game in order to win.
So that Midas is finished for the Doom. Good Fire Staff Cookie with the Battery Assault to get the Kona Jin Q. They've got the low Shredder. This little Shrek not really providing too much, I would say, in the lane. I think Timber's fine by himself. We could, I would say at this point, maybe even see Jin Q start to move around. Yeah,
the lane is also pretty weak. Y in trouble again and just dead.
Getting
Walked
run
up the
down
hill.
Old 11.
Toward the Ancient stack, but Bristol was already there. He was like, all right, I'll collect my paycheck as well. Thank you, sir. And Doom is actually going face boot straight into the axe. All right.
Wow.
Just wants to make sure that this Bristol cannot play Dota at all. A 22-second Doom is no joke. Like, it's so long.
It's the usually the entirety of a fight.
Yeah.
Or more, really.
And also, once you get that Doom talent, it is... How much damage is it? It's going to be 90 for 22 seconds. That's 1960 pure damage. Who can tank that? 1960 pure damage.
Not many. And
not many. And this is one spell.
Yeah. Y coming in and taking away the vision that ViCi had. So you are stacking this camp.
For the Magnus.
And now you're also aware of the fact that ViCi are aware of these stacks.
Yeah.
So
they need to get them soon before Bristol walks in there.
Yeah.
100%. And Faith Bjorn, after taking the bottom tower, leaving the lane to Lash, who needs levels and gold desperately. And just going top to defend the tower against the Brood. Oh, he lost his half hood on the courier. That's a big blow to him. 2 minutes left on that.
Yeah, now Old 11, he's got that Midas.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about that Midas Brood, but we'll see. Maybe it pays off. I just hope he doesn't go back into the Aura build, because then Midas makes no sense.
So he's going Axe. At least that's what he's queued right now.
Yeah, I think Axe into like pure right click would be nice.
I always ask about the shard.
Shard is good.
It lowers the recharge time or the refresh rate on spin webs by 15.
Why is that not in the
It's
description?
not in the tooltip.
Yeah.
And then it makes the miss chance 8. They find
Leshrac.
GQ again. They're going to get the kill on the Leshrac. He's dead for the 3rd time this game.
Yeah. Okay, I also like Ori itemizing into Saint Jasha first. He's not even going Hood or Ags or Lotus Orb. He's just identifying the fact, yep, he's going Aghanims on Doom. If I get doomed, at least I want to reduce the duration by 25%. Which is still like 16 seconds.
A lot of time.
It's also very scary. Like if you get Fatal Bonded and you get doomed, like your team is going to take a lot of damage just from you being doomed.
So 24% shared damage of 1960 pure damage.
Yeah, and that's just one Doom target. Once he dooms 2, the entire team might just die based on that.
And again, it's just one spell. There's more there.
Way more. Like, we didn't even talk about Golem yet, or RP, or the Timbersaw flying in, or even the Leshrac.
That's the combo you're hoping for, is the 5-man RP into the Chaotic Offering Fatal Bonds.
Yeah, it is very wishful thinking.
That's the dream.
That will like never happen.
Yeah.
I feel like the age of that happening in Dota is long gone, because players just got way too good. Clock might be trying to set up on the Mackie, but he's very tanky.
Well, it was certainly interesting. I don't know if you watched any of these, but like Trent was watching a lot of the old replays of like TI and DAC. And
Yeah, I saw it.
you could like see how different the play styles are.
100%.
How the game has just evolved since then. It's very interesting to watch, and you kind of meant bringing that up and saying that makes a lot of sense. As they go after Faith Beyond, Timber Chain away. I don't know if he's quick enough, but the hook shot he's certainly not. And the Mortimer's Kiss is coming in. Throwing a kiss over to Roche for good luck.
Chain reaction again. If he didn't lose that hood, he wouldn't have died there. Like these courier pickups are super important. And I think that's like the next step of evolution for these Dota players now. Like you gotta get better at microing that courier.
Seems like there's 10 courier deaths a game.
Exactly. And it's so much gold for the enemy team, but more importantly, you're missing your item timings. With that hood, would not have died there. Just would have made a ton of space for his team. Doom is getting very close to his Axe Scepter, 700 away from it. Question is, how will they keep them locked down once they have that Axe? Because they only have really one good AoE stun RP once the Blink Dagger is completed, which it now is. But do you want to RP Doom the same guy? It's a lot of commitment.
I guess you do have a chance to end Split Earth once he gets maybe a Yules, but he's going 4-staff right now.
Now against the Clockwork, it's
Necessary.
much needed. Yep. Even Fabian is also going into a Kaya. No Yules there. They're working with a very limited amount of stuns.
Yo in the jungle trying to build out this Manta. He's sitting bottom of the cores on the side of ViCi. Ahead of the Timber though, which is not usually characteristic to what we see on Timbers. We'll see them a lot of time towards the top.
Quite poor this game, gotta agree with that. Especially because his lane looked very easy. But I guess he did do a very early rotation to the top lane. Then he did lose his hood, died because of it. This Bristleback is massive. He's going into the Lotus Orb after St. Jasha. Okay.
They have the Ags on Doom now.
He has to be careful on
Hook shot
Timber.
comes in, and Cox push him away. That's probably enough to keep Faith Beyond alive. They're going to bring the Doom over. He's smoked.
And he has a Scepter.
They need a way to control this Bristle, though.
They could just Blink RP him. Because he himself doesn't have any sort of slower stun either.
Like, they want to go with this Doom. They've smoked for it, but they're not going to find anything. So now, does Doom try to not show on the map until, you know, he's ready to use that axe? But anyway, he's under a ward, so they know he has it.
Yeah.
It's a missed opportunity over top as they just didn't have the control to lock down Bristle and make something happen.
Yeah, nothing to say needs to find either a Saturate Fixter to get the Purge or the Centaur to get like an additional stun. Because they're working with nothing here.
Brood coming over mid, has an Ags finished himself. So old 11, he's got that Ags. We'll see what he queues up next.
Shrek. They got a hook shot. He should be dead.
Yeah, with Shrek in trouble. Blade mail pop by Poyoyo. They're chasing Jin-Q down again for the 4th time.
There's no way you're getting out of this.
Even holding the hook shot, they don't even need it.
Yeah, I mean, he had blade mail as well, so there's just no way you can do anything.
You turn, you try to fight, you're dead.
Yep. Another stack being found for business. They're smoking on top of him, but
they found DY. That's not who you want.
Nah, well played by DY breaking the smoke.
Yeah, he'll die. Bristle will be able to leave. Ori, he's continuing to keep up a very good pace in terms of his net worth. He's right there with a Brood that's got Midas and a free area to farm.
He's going St. Joshua on Brood. I don't agree with that at all.
Finds nothing to say.
Going a bit on the Doom here. He's taking some damage.
And they've haunted. They're going to go for nothing to say. They'll throw the Doom out because he's going to die, and now your Doom's wasted.
It's a level 1 Doom that deals no damage.
Hook shot comes through. Chaotic Offering down to the Clockwork. Big ultis used, and they only get a Clockwork out of this. This is not what you're looking for, using these high cooldown ults for LGD.
I mean, you can't just throw out your Doom like that. Because you know your teammates are nowhere near.
Yeah.
Like, and now you respawn, your Doom is going to be on cooldown for almost 2 minutes. It's a pretty big blunder. But yeah, why don't I like St. Joshua on Brood? Because you're not the target he wants to do ever. He wants to doom the Bristol, he wants to doom the Spectre. You will never be doomed this game. Unless your teammates are all dead. I'd much rather see him build just damage. Like AC, Desolator, some maybe Diffuser Blade, Daedalus, you know, just hit hard. Make him want to focus you.
They're just overwhelming the Dire side, though, right now.
They are, and now they're going to Roche.
Yep. With that Axe, he has so many spider webs he can throw, so much control he can make in the Dire jungle. And that's what actually ended up causing Nothing to Say to get caught, too.
100%.
And the ward vision that they have has been quite nice. They'll pick up an Aegis on Ori. That's massive. They've got a deep ward in the triangle. They have a ward in the jungle. This is vision that's not being taken away from the Radiant side, and I mean, it causes that blunder.
Yeah, I just want to see Ame just RP a single guy. Like, you haven't used RP this entire game. You bought a Blink Dagger. Just use it on anyone. Make use of your cooldowns. Really limited amount of stuns. At least he has the Centaur stun now on Doom. And he will have his Blink Dagger momentarily as well. But LGD did not really put out the pace that I thought they would.
Yeah, it seems a lot slower by them.
Yeah, like just use an RP to get a kill, use a Doom to get a kill, use a Rock to get a kill. That's all you need.
Case Beyond frontlining right now. Chakram thrown over at old 11. I believe Ame is looking for that opportunity to blink RP, but they don't have Chaotic Offering for 40 seconds, and Doom's up in 8. It's still a level 1 Doom. And
Y is dying?
Clockwork, yeah, they're going to go after Faith Beyond. They're on the backlines on Y as well. They'll get the kill into the Warlock. They look over at Faith Beyond. They've got the Mortimer's Kisses coming down. Stun misses from Jin-Q. They'll chase this Timber. They've got old 11 deep in, so they've already killed off 2 of these heroes on the side of LGD, but here comes Nothing to Say with the Son of the High Ground. They've used the Haunt. They've got the RP coming through onto the Spectre, but it's not going to help Ame. They get the kill to the Madness. They've taken out 3. They'll look for a 4th as Jin-Q tries to run, but he's got the Spirit Vessel on him and Bristle on his back. Triple kill for Ori, a 4-for-1 in favor of ViCi as they run down LGD on their own side of the map with ease.
Yep, I gotta admit that I think Nothing to Say perhaps went a little bit too cute with that Agon's first item. You don't need that. If you just go blink BKB as per usual, you'll actually be able to fight them toe-to-toe, because you don't need to break them this early. Like, you still have damage coming from other sources. As I said, I thought it was gonna be like the 4th or 5th item. Like, but he built it pretty much first. And he just doesn't really have any impact in these fights. And neither does Ame, I guess. It's a tough game to play now because Brood is so big. Just his spiders alone killed the Warlock.
This fight is so split too.
Yeah, which is what Dire hates.
Hookshot in. And this is onto the Doom.
Nothing
Spirit
to Say
Vessel
again.
used. Nothing to Say is dead to rights here. 4 heroes ready to pick him off. LGD getting caught out alone.
Makes me wonder, is it actually the hero? Magnus.
Yeah.
Because like whenever I play it, I feel like I play very differently. Faith Beyond. makes it out.
Actually, Ori's like really low on health there too.
I feel like a lot of Magnus are just waiting too long for like the perfect RP. There's RP a guy, screw him in, scale more. That's what you want. You just want to farm. Use the RP, kill a guy, farm. But what we have seen in SEA in China,
they're not utilizing the hero well enough in the early game.
Yeah, they don't use RP at all until there's like a really good situation, which is not necessary if you're a carry Magnus, I think. Because you don't really rely on
might show itself.
Yeah.
You know, you're thinking what? The highlight reel RP? You don't need it.
Yeah, it's like the black hole kind of thing. Just black hole a guy. Kill him.
And look at how deep ViCi are. Like, they're just ready to go.
And Doom still doesn't have his BKB. Now he has it. Magnus also has his BKB. This is like some really strong timings coming out here.
They're going to be spotted. Ori moving forward on this. Nothing to say. He does have that Doom. They've skewered him away. He's by himself at the moment. But now they've got the slow coming in from the Mortimer's Kisses. They want to get the first life out of the hands of Ori to start. They've got the Chaotic offering coming down on Old 11 as well as Ori. So now an opportunity might show itself. Nothing to say, though. Needs to survive. He'll throw the Doom onto Ori. Old 11. He's getting out for the moment with his 8 legs, but he is healing up with the lifesteal. It is a level 4 Insatiable Hunger that's giving him that 100% lifesteal. Skewer over. Doesn't land on a Poyo. They get the kill on Ori. They'll take out the Bristle, but they end up losing Ame. They'll chase Ring around the Rosie on the tier 2 tower as the spawn Spiderwings finishes off. Nothing to say. Faith Beyond is in with the whirling death damage coming through into DY. They'll get the kill on the Snapfire. It ends up being a 2 for 2 that right now is benefiting ViCi more. The chase is on from Old 11 over onto Y, who goes into the Shadow Amulet, so he'll stay out of vision. And Old 11 will skitter away.
Yep. I think this was still a pretty decent fight, all things considered. Because they fought into an Aegis, which isn't easy. But yeah, you might think maybe it was a little late. Because now ViCi is still controlling the whole map. But he got a lot of gold on this Timber Saw from this fight. This is a very good gold infusion for him. Yeah, this Bruce is tickling him.
Yeah, well, Faith Beyond's doing the same to him.
Yeah, the tickle war.
It's like, oh, I popped Insatiable Hunger. I have 100% lifesteal and 50 bonus damage. Good luck killing me. With your 109 right-click damage.
The endless anime battle.
Yeah.
Both staying at full health the entire time. Saint Josh has Skadi on Brood. I mean, I said to go on the right-click build, and I guess it somewhat is the right-click build. But he's just going pure annoyance. Like, he's gonna Silken Bola someone, he's gonna Skadi them up, Orb of Corrosion him up. I mean, it worked so far.
It's annoying.
Can't say anything about it.
And he's getting in and out of fights pretty well.
Yeah, this axe pickup has been amazing for him. It's a 3-man smoke. They're about to catch out Ame, but he has BKB. They don't really have a way to cancel it.
Spectral Dagger, Skewer for some distance, but it's not near the tier 2. They've got the Fire Snap Cookie that lands on Ame. He's holding the BKB, and it might just be too late.
Ah! Okay.
That was a great noise. Y doing his best Chappie impression.
Oh my god, there's a sentry. Oh, it's just out of range. They know he's there, maybe. He just keeps spraying him. Do you know he's there? Or is he just doing it for stacks?
TP's in. They're going to go after DY. Fire Snap Cookie to get some distance. Jinkyu coming over, and
he has a BKB on Lash, by the way.
Yeah.
Somehow. Clockwork?
Hook shot out on the Jinkyu.
Cox as well.
They've got the Cox back to get the kill on the DY. That's on the split screen. Chaotic Offering's going to be pushed in onto that fight. That's over on a Puyo, who's going to use that haunt to jump on a Faith Beyond and get the kill onto the Timber Saw. They look over at Y, who's running away now, but the Fire Snap Cookie comes in from DY, who bought back, TP'd into the outpost. They've got the Mortimer's Kisses. That's going to slow down. Nothing to say, as well as Jinkyu, who try to run to the high ground, but they've got the Viscous Nasal with the BKB being popped by. Nothing to say. And now Magnus RP coming in, and the Skewer puts him onto the tier 3 tower. Do they have the damage? They've got the Doom coming in onto Poyoyo. He's in very deep. He'll get the kill on a Jinkyu. At least get one out of this. They'll finish off Poyoyo. Old 11 looking to get the kill on. Nothing to say. They'll look for the Sun. They've got the Inferno wait for the damage coming in from this. Ooh, Rocket Flare kills off nothing to say from PYW. So still ViCi, they come out ahead, losing that Spectre and being RP'd and skewered back into the base of LGD.
Yeah, he wanted to AP 2 or 3 there, but he baited himself a little bit there and ended up with only 1 hero. Happens a lot of times. You're like, yeah, waiting this little split second. Only got 1. End up killing the Spectre, but clockwork.
Quick shot onto Magnus, and now they've got the Fire Step
he's
Cookie, a
dead
little
too.
shredder, and the right-click damage is there.
He has buyback, but he has no RP. They have no Doom. This might just be GG, honestly. His Broodmother is pushing so fast.
Yeah, it's looking really bad. Wise dead, buyback from the Magnus.
There was also a small misplay where the Shockwave pulled him out of the Centaur stun of the Doom. Potentially the Brute might have even died there. Well, it's not really a mistake, it's more like unfortunate. Because you can't really communicate this kind of thing.
Scotty finished for this Brood.
Yeah, this Brood is just way too big. He's actually at 18k net worth. Far above anybody.
Massive. Maybe this is the right way to play Brood.
Definitely in a game like this.
Their map, the dire side is just littered with webs.
I mean, what map?
It's under webs.
Like, look at LGD. They're not leaving the base at all.
Yeah, they need Frodo to slay Old 11.
Didn't Frodo lose?
Yes. So, even that's not going to work out well for him.
He had a cool... Is it even considered a sword, a dagger? Blade?
Lucas is probably mad at us for ruining the reference. He's a big Lord of the Rings fan.
Oh, he is. Wakanda.
Go and get Roche, Aegis Cheese,
Shard.
Axe Shard to Bristle. I was really hoping Old 11 would get it. I just want to see one Silken Bull.
I wanted to give it to Spectre, actually. Imagine you get Fatal Bond's damage, you just directly haunt on top of the Warlock with the Dispersion ability. But yeah, at this point, I really don't know what LGD can do. Because getting a good RP off against the Spectre is
hard
work. Doom, fight through the blink. Oh my god, Wise is dead.
He's not been allowed to play Dota too much, really. BKB gets popped by nothing to say. They already got the kill on a Y. Mortimer's Kiss is flying in. There's that shard coming into play, which is actually harder to see than when it's coming out because of the webs. It was the plan all along.
Webby baby.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top
Yeah,
tower
but this is also what the panel said, and I have the same sentiment on the situation. Like, ViCi is just a much more stable, solid team right now.
I think there are times when LGD look better, but
stability,
in a draft like this, I agree with the Magnus sentiment. Like, it just has not been played the right way to win these games, and we've seen it in both SEA and China. It just continues to struggle in the safe lane.
Yeah. I mean, I personally still believe in the hero. Broodmother running in and out.
Yeah, they already got the kill on a PYW.
Yeah. I really think LGD usually loses when the game gets chaotic. Like, they're very good in these cookie cutter standard games, but when it's all over the place, LGD gets lost very easily, I think.
I'd like to see Nothing to Say not on the Doom, too.
He's taking a lot of damage here on the Timber.
They landed the stun. They're going to blink in. They've got the Shockwave. They're looking for the Skewer back, but they're not going to land it. Now here comes Old 11. Faith Beyond kind of left by himself. They've got the Chaotic Offering coming down onto Bristle as well as the Spectre. They've done a lot of damage on a Poyoyo. They're trying to kill off this Spectre. They've got the right-click damage, but Jinkyu with BKB even. Stun lands onto Old 11. But he'll back out of the fight for now. They've got the RPUs. Spectre getting low with the BKB pop by Ame. Do they have the damage? There's the Skewer. It's not looking like it, but the stuns are starting to stack up. Poyoyo in trouble. He gets low. Jinkyu's dead. Old 11 on the run, and Poyoyo goes down. They got the Bristle off camera, and they'll take out Old 11. The Mortimer's Kiss is out of Ame as he's trying to TP away, and the Rocket Flare kills him. Ame, he tries to get out. He bought back earlier, so he's going to be dead for 107 seconds. They do finish off DY, PYW in trouble, and LGD right back in the game with what could be a team wipe and is. Faith Beyond finishing off the double and the wipe. That is massive for LGD.
So they lose every team fight they're supposed to win, and they win the team fight they're supposed to get crushed in.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Faith
How
Beyond
did they even
taking
kill a
out.
Spectre twice? Like, where's the damage coming from?
So the stun comes in, and they're fighting in this zone where the stun is. Jinkyu survives long enough to just continue to place these stuns under the webs. So constantly there's lockdown available. He pops the BKB here, gets another stun down.
And Bristol gets solo killed by the Doom.
And look at this, he's still surviving and finally falls. But these stuns are going to come back into play. The Skewer keeping him on the stun, stunning him again. And he's so slow, they get the second kill. And they look over at Old 11, he's trying to juke them out, but can't.
I guess it's a problem if your Brute doesn't buy BKB. Like, Lesh just retreated into his 2 stun zones, and it just every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
He just keeps getting stunned. And once again, Tsunami, this is why Lesh
Why
doesn't
just Tsunami? Did he say he doesn't like the shard?
Yeah, multiple times. He
Yeah.
said he's starting to become a believer, but not quite yet. I hope this changes his opinion on it.
Yeah.
It went from 20k to 7k. And now Doom almost has a refresher suddenly.
Yeah. He needs to see the face of this refresher shard and become a believer. No doubt in his mind. He's got to be in
Oh,
love.
he's going Aghanim's as well, Nihilism.
Ooh.
It's so good against
Okay.
Brute because he's not building BKB. For anybody that doesn't know what it does, it's an AoE, ethereal, blade, ghost scepter kind of form.
Yeah,
that
we haven't
slows
seen it
enemies.
much.
It's very good.
30% more magic damage, slowed by 30% for 4 seconds.
And you get faster.
Yep.
You do that on top of a couple of split earths. Good luck getting out of there. The only thing I hate about it is that suddenly Edict doesn't deal any damage. He went actually full stats on Xingqiu. Didn't even skill lightning. Just wants to have as much HP as possible.
Clockwork also has the hook shot.
Doom is just a sliver of gold away from his refresher. That could be so game-winning. You Doom the Spectre, you Doom the Bristle. He would really love to have a refresher shot, though. Roshan may respawn in 3.
Dire
Interesting.
are scanning.
But do they have a...
AC.
They have no quickening charm. Unlucky. Doom really wanted that one. Okay, so refresher's picked up. Does he have enough mana to use everything? 2 Dooms refresher? He does, okay. Now this is the fight that LGD needs to win in order to make this comeback a reality.
Viable.
Yeah. They won the fight. No, might be a fluke. Fluke fight, we all know.
Turns
Can be
into
the
a
case
victory
sometimes.
anyway.
Yeah. But this Timber Store is also becoming a massive problem now because of the last fight as well. It actually feels like Arme is just a support at this point. Like most of the
In a
damage is
way,
coming
yeah.
from the Doom and the Timber. And even the Lash, to be honest.
Yeah, his lockdown has been massive.
I mean, we said they don't have a lot of stuns, but if you keep fighting in the...
Zone of the stun.
Yeah, then...
Because he gets multiple down. He'd love some sort of cooldown reduction. They've got themselves the Chaotic Offering as well as the Sun coming out from Nothing to Say. They'll use that haunt. They'll go to the backlines. They get the kill on a Y, but he already got the Chaotic
huge
Offering
RP.
off. They've got the RP on a multiple heroes here. They'll get the kill on a Y as well as Jinkyu, but now Old 11 fighting back. They get the kill on Ami. They end up losing PYW as well as Ori. They're fighting on a stun that came out from Jinkyu. That stuns up Spectre again. They've got themselves the Doom on the Spectre.
He's burning out. He's dead.
And Nothing to Say will chase. He lands the Infernal Blade. He'll get the kill on a Poyoyo, taking out 3 on the side of ViCi, who don't have buyback. DY surviving off the Timber Chain as well as that Whirling Death. And Old 11, despite taking some names, he needs to leave, and it's an even trade in terms of heroes, but a net worth gain for LGD once again.
Yeah. Nothing to Say needs to absolutely make sure you Doom the Spectre. He actually killed 3 of the heroes just purely with Dispersion. They dealt so much damage to the Spectre that everyone around him just died. The break needs to be applied right away. We can see it here again. He was not doomed on the Spectre. That means the break is not applied. The entire team is dying to Dispersion. If he gets a Doom on there right away, this fight might be a 5-0. Because there was a massive RP on 3.
Big RP coming out from Ame.
Yeah. It's very tough, though, to Doom someone when they RP. They're so close together.
You don't want to put it on the wrong target.
Certainly not. That's the thing, though, in this Laken scenario now. Once Spectre respawns, Refresher as well as Doom are only on like a 40 seconds cooldown. you don't have a huge opportunity here to do anything, really. He's going into the Arcane Blink as well. Once he has that, there's going to be like 0 cooldown after he respawn.
Wow.
He's not very tanky, though. 0 armor items. If Bristol hits him, if Brood hits him, he dies very fast.
Bristol didn't even have a chance in that fight.
Nope.
They'll find why. He's dead for the 8th time.
Why?
He is currently sitting 0-8-13. He's
Warlock
desperately
life.
looking for the Aeon disc.
Yeah, but that's the life of a Warlock, right? Roshan responds in 40 seconds, actually. LGD cannot give this one away.
No.
Especially if there's a refresher shot, you got a triple doom. You need that.
Timber going for the overwhelming blink.
Yeah, Timber just goes like pure in your face now. Because like he also recognized that they don't really have the damage to kill him anymore. Just gonna make sure to disrupt the fight as much as possible. How do you do that? 3 cores have no BKB. Blink in, slow them by 50%.
Do you know how we got Trident and it was Kaya, Sanj, Yasha?
Yeah.
You make a 11,000 gold item.
You mean all 3 big blinks?
Yeah.
Well, there wouldn't be 11k, it would be like 21k.
No, but yeah, but you don't have to buy the recipe for all of them, which is a lot of... You have to just buy the 3 extra, the Eagle Song, the Reaver,
like
and the Mystic
that.
Snap.
So you don't have to buy these 3 blink daggers.
Yeah, you just buy a blink, those 3 items, and a recipe.
Roshan is up, they need to fight, but it's falling fast. Come on, LGD.
It's
Might be
down
too
to
late
about
already.
half health. Can they get over there? They're going to Timber Chain in. Poyoyo coming over, and he's going to spot that it's low. They're not going to be there in time. They've got the Aegis into the hands of the Spectre. They've got a stun onto 2 of these heroes, but now the Chaotic Offering is going to come down. Why? Being focused by Poyoyo, but they've got the Doom that comes out onto the Spectre, and that's only going to be the first life. They followed it up with the RP that hits onto Old 11. That's going to be this Broodmother in some trouble. Stun again by Jinkyu's stun. The Split Earth doing a lot of work in these fights, but they go after Amin. They're trying to get the kill. They've got the silence of the Magnus, but it's not going to be enough with the Cogs from PYW pushing him away and getting the kill. Nothing to say with the BKB and TPing out. He just gets out in time, but they've got no Ame for 83 seconds. They look over at Jinkyu. The stun's out on a 3. It's still not going to be enough damage as Faith Beyond. He'll TP away, but Jinkyu not so fortunate. A 5-0 in the favor of ViCi.
Yeah, they're just never going to win a fight against Aegis Cheese. Like, this Roshan was absolutely crucial. LGD missed the timing on that one. Big one.
That's for me.
This just cannot happen. You know Roshan is about to spawn. You need to be ready. They were not. VG punishes him for that. And there's no buyback on the Magnus now.
Yeah, he didn't hold the gold for it.
It's going to be a rough defense. Bristol now picked up the axe as well from the Roshan. No, he didn't actually. He picked it up from himself.
It was a refresher shard on the last Roche,
okay,
which is
Spectre
in the
has that
hands
one.
of Spectre.
Ah, that is nasty. If he haunts, dies, he can buy the haunt again. Why again? Caught out.
Yeah, hookshot comes in. Why in some trouble to use that haunt to get the kill on a Faith Beyond. He doesn't have
No
buyback.
buyback.
He's dead for so long. They'll take out, nothing to say. He's got buyback, forced to use it. 3 heroes going to try and defend here. But they're going after the tier 4s. ViCi want to finish this right here, right now. They're immediately going to go after Y. They'll land the stun on the Old 11. They've got the Fatal Bounds on a 2, but they've already taken out one of the tier 4 towers. They'll go to the other one, and this is so much damage coming out onto these towers. The BKB gets popped by Jinkyu, but they've got the damage coming through onto this Lestrak. They'll use that Doom onto this Bristle. Hook shot onto the back lines. They fought back. They've got Magnus. Maybe they have a chance here, but they don't have an RP to work with. So 2 minutes gone for nothing to say. It's looking like it's all over, except for the throne dropping. As they're going to move in, they'll look over at Ori. He'll survive for a little bit longer. They go after Jinkyu. They'll get the kill on the little Shrek. He doesn't have buyback. 3 heroes dead, and they'll call GG. ViCi will take game number 1 over LGD, and they are now 1 game away from taking this tiebreaker.
Yeah, I mean, LGD, at the very end there, the last 2 fights before that last Roche, they did take very well. They finally understood how to use their lineup, how to fight with it properly. But wait.